everyone. Please make yourself comfortable. Today we have new people and familiar face to me. If you don't mind, could you raise your hand, please? If it's your first time here to the sessions or new to the class, so I can see. 3. Okay. All right. Well, since there are new people, regular people, you know what to do, right? So, well, the thing is that today, since we're starting our session over, we're gonna start our teachings, starting from the beginning as well. So if you come today, consider yourself lucky, because we're gonna start from how we meditate. And normally, sometimes, depend on teaching monk, we meditate later, meditate first and then teaching later. But since we have new people, so today I'm gonna go with the session first, then we're gonna meditate after. Okay, I change the pace, but if you feel you need to go to the toilet sometime, no problem. Don't take it too hard. You can go. Okay, you don't have to raise your hand. Can I go to the toilet? No, we don't have to go to that far. Okay, so what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna give you a proper, more indirect of introduction of how we meditate. Okay, so I named the session today is Meditation 101. So you can remind yourself, like when you go to college or starting, they have the code starting over. So Meditation 101 will be a good starting for yourself, because meditation is universal. I am sure you all would find it benefit and useful. And so let's begin to our meditation today. Before we're gonna start into topic of practice, the foundation and basic we must all know is that what we have made of 2 things as becoming human, and they are: number 1, we need to know that we have body, and another is the mind. These 2 things are what make us call human. Usually when we talk about this, people asking, what is the mind? The mind in here that we are getting to, it is not what we call normally as the brain or the head. The mind we are talking in here are more like our soul or our spirit, our entity, make up us as who we are. And these 2 are made together. If the mind only, we call ghost. If we have only the body, we call a corpse or the dead. Thus, they are neither human. So therefore, combine these 2 terms, they are called human as who we are. So therefore, these are 2 things, and it is something that we need to take care of. But most of the time in our daily life, we are focused on body part more than the mind. That's when we are trying to struggle, make a living, try to satisfy our hunger or our needs. It's just only for the body. When, for example, we are hungry, we get food, but the food that we don't like, our mind begin thirsty again. So we just get, like for example, today you want a food, like your favorite food, maybe Subway, maybe McDonald's, I don't know, however, whatever you like, but it's come up to your mind, right? So when you have that, you went to get that, but when you go over there and you want to order and they said it's run out, you feel unsatisfied. The mind become hungry, but you're gonna have to get something over there anyway since you are there. So you get the food. So in the end, you stop your hunger, but you don't get what you want. So that is only satisfy the body, but not the mind. Then when we are focusing on this more, in the end, when we become rich and we become powerful, we could not find the answer, what is happiness. So in the end, we struggle to looking for what we want. This is why we come to meditation, body and mind. Okay? So to make it in simple way, put it simply, suppose there is a notebook, computer, and a software. If the body or the brain or your organs and everything, these are considered as a hardware, while the software is considered as our mind. So if you have a notebook and you have a virus, the body or the computer will be malfunction. So if the virus get rid of, the computer will be function again. So that's, as you can see here, Even if that you have a very good, powerful computer, but you don't have a good software, in the end, the computer will not function properly and you cannot use it well. That is why when you are taking care of your daily life, it also needs to emphasize on two things, body and mind. Are we clear on this part? All right. If you have any questions, we can discuss after our session. Okay. Today we have open, like our MC has already announced, we have a group discussion. If you have time, feel free. But if you have to go back, no worry. Okay, we welcome anyone. Right? Thus, today, when you have asking, when we talk about body and mind, today since we meditation class, we're not going to focus on the body at the moment, so we're going to go focus on the part which is called the mind. So what is the mind? What is its nature? The mind itself, as it stated on the diagram here, it is the wandering element. In other words, it's always think. Think and think and think. But the thing is that it's thinking one thing at a time, but it thinks switching very fast. Like for a minute, you're thinking of the movie. Then when you come looking at your purse, you want a new purse. When you look out at the window, saw some people playing soccer. You want, football. So you want to play football. All right. Sorry, I'm from America, so you use the term soccer, not football. Okay. And in case when you are looking at the fridge, you feel hungry, pizza. But then, keep switching, but it's going to loop on and on like this. That's why it's a wandering element, because it is nature. So when you close your eyes, the thought that you're just doing something earlier just gonna be keep refreshing into the mind and go into loop. Therefore, this wandering mind itself is also showing that even though you are here, you could be thinking of your home. So in fact, your body is here, but your mind already at your home. So it's kind of like, it's not really here, isn't it? So if it's going to be here, it must be in the present. Or sometimes we worry about the past, not the future. So in the end, we're not really there. We're just not really here neither. We're wandering around and around. And so by this, when we are thinking about the future and the past, have you ever wondered how many percentage it stays? From what I have found, it's about 40% of the past and 40% of the future. Only 10% of the past. So therefore, it doesn't have that much strength. So when we are meditate, we try to make it into in the present for 100%. But sometimes we got disturbed by our own mind, disturbing all the noise and the things. Thus, it's going to loop. Mostly, it is negative. It is not positive. When it becomes negative, it creates anxiety and thus reduce your confidence. Have you ever had that? If you don't, lucky. But if you do, this is the nature of our mind. So those who are very good at trying to create optimism or become positive, these considered lucky. But not too much. Everything has to have balance too, okay? We will get to that later on in next session. All right? So when we're thinking, please note that it becomes repetitive thinking. And also, when it becomes repetitive, it's just like snapping finger. It's changing very fast, just like the monkey jumping from branch to branch. So that's why it becomes hard to control and also hard to be still. But it doesn't mean it's impossible. Okay? It can be possible to be still, but it needs to be trained and practiced more often. Now, as for talking about this, when it becomes training at the beginning, okay, the mind itself, when we become still, we call this technical term, clear mind. Okay? The mind that becomes still and positive and happy, they call this a clear mind. So please take this as a note for the technical term. So sometime when we are talking about in the next session, talk about clear mind, happy mind, peaceful mind, positive mind. This is called clear mind. Good? Okay, and another is when we are very moody, Thinking of negative, for example. Why he has to do this? Why he has to do that? When it becomes like that, it's called a clouded mind, a mind that is not still, thinking in more negative than the positive. Okay? So please note to this term, clear mind and clouded mind. It's going to be mentioned a lot. And maybe in the other session, I'm going to talk about the tip. We might talk about the tip that our master teaching us, and he's going to mention on this part. Okay, clouded mind and cleared mind. And when talk about this, another thing that the nature of the mind is like this. When you have a busy day, our mind is like a whirlpool. When we have a busy life, it's just never gonna be still. Busy day, busy life, it is something that come into our life. But when it become more often, please note, our mind cannot be still because we keep thinking about our responsibility and the task we have at hand. So when it's become like this, it will be impossible to be still. And our mind too will be just like a whirlpool. When I taught meditation to one of the, I think it was about 16 or 17 years ago, when I went to taught meditation in Switzerland, I think it was the director of management in Nestle company, big building. They have one session meditation with me. After the session, I asked how are they doing? And that one person said, you know, my mind is like a whirlpool. So what is it like then? Oh, I keep thinking, I just keep repeating, it's like a whirlpool all the time, it's sucking in and it could never go. But how is it now? When at first it's become whirlpool and eventually it's calmed down. But it takes some time. But at the very least, one realize and be aware that our mind itself having this kind of nature, repeating thinking. Which if you look at yourself now, when you are listening to me or when you go out and go back home talking to your friends, your wife, your family, what happened was you never noticed that you have a whirlpool mind. But when you close your eye and bring your attention back to yourself, you begin to notice this kind of feeling. So it is something that's showing that you are able at the very least bring your awareness back to yourself and you can practice. And it will be slower and better when you are practice more often. Okay, now, when talk about nature of the mind, it is also need to know what is meditation that we are trying to do. Meditation itself is derived from the term is called Samadhi. And according to English, Merriam-Webster, right now it could be changing, depend. But the time that I'm making this PowerPoint is translate meditation as to engage in contemplation or reflection. Also to plan our project in the mind. This is the definition given by the Merriam-Webster. Okay? But the meditation that we are going to talk about today is entirely different. So what does it mean then? Okay? It means all right. But I just need to clarify this before we go to that part because it means talking about the mind here. The mind that I talked earlier, I told you that it is not the brain and it's not our heart. It is our soul or our spirit. It is the same thing, depend on how you're gonna name it. It's kind of like when you're looking at this, a glass, isn't it? But some said, no, it's a mug. It has handle. But it's the same thing, right? It's put water in for you to drink. Same thing for the mind too. Soul or spirit, it has same function, but just different name. So when we talk on this about the mind, it is not the brain and it is not the heart. So what is it then? Well, it's derived from the word Samadhi. Samadhi is a Pali ancient scripture in Buddhism. It's translated as meditation. But meditation in Samadhi, the definition is mean concentration of the mind at one single point. So in here, when you practice meditation, The difference from each temple, each school of Buddhism teaching in meditation is where they focus the mind. And we're going to get back to that. Some temple focusing on the forehead, some on the heart, some under the belly. Okay? It also means this is what close to what we are trying to do. Stillness of the mind and tranquility. Am I pronounce it right? Tranquility of the mind. That's when this is the definitions of Samadhi or meditation we are talking today. When talking into this, stillness of the mind or practice meditation, this is what we aim for. But when you are doing this, meditation itself also has 4 principles that you must also be having as a foundation. Without this, you will not be able to advance. Guarantee. It's a foundation in every meditation, especially in this temple, the middle way meditation. And they are, number 1, comfort. You must find yourself comfort in meditation, right? Okay? If you're starting yourself with uncomfortable feeling, what next gonna be happen to you is you're gonna keep adjusting and moving. You cannot be still. So comfort must come first. And how do you know that you gain comfort? When you feel your whole body is become transparent. Like you have no concern, no focus, no worry over your body. If you have that, this comfort has been attained. But what next aside from comfort is mindfulness or concentration. Without this, you will not be able to focus. If you are gaining comfort, but you cannot gain concentration, what next gonna happen is you're feeling good, but your mind keep wandering, or worse, falling asleep. That's how it is, okay? Because it's so much comfort, but you don't have control over your focus, so you just lost yourself in sleepy. After you have these 2, next you require these 2. Check, in other words, observation. You observe whether you are still remain in comfort. If you don't get this comfort, you adjust. This will keep you maintain mindfulness. If you have check, you will get yourself mindfulness. But if you don't check, you're gonna lose your focus and then falling asleep or having wandering thought. And last is you must repeat this. Mindfulness, concentration, mindfulness or concentration, comfort and check, and then go over consistency. And so these are the 4 foundations in meditation. Please note on this part, okay? If I'm gonna be a teacher in the school, this will be in my exam, okay? So keep that in mind. Now, as for checking on these 4, this is what my master, our master in the temple, taught us that no matter the method we use to meditate, whichever way we practice, the principle is being comfort and relax must go together. Okay? Our master, we call him Luang Po Dhammakaya. Dhammakaya is his monastic name, which means victory or conquer through Dhamma. Luang Po is mean abbot or venerable father. As for me, you can address me Luang Pi, which means venerable brother. Okay? But if you see a very, very old monk, we don't call him venerable uncle, venerable father, we call him venerable uncle. Okay? So that's some Thai name. It's Thai word for you guys, all right? So let's get back to our topic. So to maintain the balance here, these are the equation, all right? You must gain this comfort and maintain this in this kind of equation. If you're having too much mindfulness or putting yourself effort to be still, trying too hard, you could feel stiff, heavy, stressed, body sweat. Time move very slow. You feel struggle and you want to quit. You want to open your eyes. If you have that urge coming, that is too much effort, meaning putting too much mindfulness into your meditation, causing the mind to sit and struggle. Thus you will feel uncomfortable. Or if you are relaxing too much, falling asleep and have wandering thought, that's the way it's gonna come. So always maintain the balance. So what to do if you have this? All you have to do is adjusting body, or if it worse, you feel too much, open your eyes. Start over by open your eyes. And don't close your eye right away. You feel, take a deep breath. Observe the peace, the quietness around you. When you feel more calm down and settled, then slowly close your eye and start over again. Okay? And now, the right technique of meditation. To get to there, there's 5 steps. If you want awareness, you adjust your body and mind. If you want comfort, relax and try to be content. What do you mean is, when you gain comfort, you don't want to move, you don't want to do anything. That's something that you must find by yourself. 3, maintain 1 and 2. 4, check if you're still in there. If there's a hindrance, for example, your body pain, anything, try to adjust in a way that it causes you to losing and gain more comfort. And number 5, if you are more than you can handle, start it over with number 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is how you can maintain, and this is a solution for you. Good? Right? Now, as it is, our master may also taught that. Keep checking how is your attention. Is it just right? Is it not too tight, not too loose? If you feel content and be like this, if you get that, there you go. Maintain that contentment continuously on and on. That's all you have to do about meditation. That's it. I myself, before I realized this, it took me 7 years. First, when I come to the temple and learn about meditation, I don't like it at all because I don't know how to meditate. But when I used his guided meditation to meditate with, he always said the same thing. Maintain that content continuously on and on. Find that right feeling in the beginning. Yeah, never. Until when I know how to meditate. Same thing to you too. When you listen to guided meditation, if you follow and remember what the teaching monk or the guided meditation say, your attention, your focus, everything, you remember. There you go. But if after meditation, what did the teaching monk say? I don't remember. There you go. It's just going to be like me 7 years back. I spent it and it's gone. It's like that. So this is something to testing whether your observance, your focus and mindfulness are still there within you. Okay? But hey, it takes some time to get used to, but I'm sure you'll be fine. Okay? Now, as it is for the method of meditation throughout the world, I am study and I found that there were 40 methods of meditation. In the current time, like yoga, yes, and breathing, that's commonly practiced around the world. But of course, see if I'm gonna go over that in everyone in detail, I don't think tonight gonna be enough. So today there's gonna be some that we use in our temple that we gonna be provide to you. Breathing is a common technique. You can also use it in here too. When you are focusing, when you begin to start closing your eyes, feeling the breath in and breath out. The benefit of this is it's quickly remove your thought and help you focus better. But once you focus more on and on, it will be moving. Because it's on the breathing, it's going to be moving in and moving out. It's like that. So it's a pro and con. It helps you gain focus fast. But what you're going to get most out of it is maintain mindfulness. But in our technique, the master also mentioned that if you gain mindfulness, further beyond that is joy. If you get that, you are on the right path. But if not yet, it's not 100% still just yet. If it's still at the very least, you will feel you happy that you are doing this meditation. Have you ever had that? And observe the sun, the cooling sun, shine like at noontime inside ourselves. Observe the sun peacefully. Should the thought arise, don't worry. Let it be and let it go without following the thought. If you like, you could recite the mantra in the mind, allowing yourself to be free from the thought. Recite the mantra in the mind at your own pace. You can use your own mantra or the following mantra if you like. And the mantra is Samma Arahang. Samma Arahang. Samma Arahang. Continue, recite the mantra in the mind until the mind has calmed down, or the mantra slowly fades away by itself. Let's take our time together, finding ourselves inner peace together in silence until the appropriate time. Stay still. Maintain the mind inside yourself. As our mind gradually come to a standstill, joy and peace would fill in the mind. Allow the mind to be open to love freely, positively. Sharing this feeling with everyone in this place and to your family and friends. Starting from yourself, expand this feeling from yourself to cover this place, expanding further and further, as far and wide as you can feel, sending positive energy, positive feeling toward everyone, wishing them all to be free from suffering and danger. May they all be happy more and more. For those who are suffering, may they be happy. And for those who are already happy, may they be happier. Spending the last few moments, spread our loving kindness before the end of the session. Take a deep breath. Slowly breathe, think it out. Allow the mind to stay in balance between mindfulness and relaxation inside yourself. Continue on. Stay in balance after the meditation, so you can stay and be with inner peace wherever you go and whatever you do before you go to bed tonight. The teaching monk would chant the blessing to end the session. Sappha Puttha Nupavena, Sappha Dhamma Nupavena, Sappha Sankha Nupavena, Sattha Soti Bhavantu Te. May you all be happy and stay with inner peace everywhere you go. Now slowly open your eyes. Welcome back, everyone. Right. Hope it wasn't too long for you. Well, we just about right time to end the session tonight. Before we end, how about checking meditation experience? For those who are relaxed, could you raise your hand, please? Okay, good. Does anyone feeling like your body is light or transparent today? Okay, good. Wait, nobody falling asleep, right? Okay, good. Does anyone experience joy or brightness inside today? Very good. If you have that, please keep in mind, if you are do it correctly, relax and stay mindful, you will get that. But what if you don't get it? It doesn't mean that you have done it wrong. It means it's not complete still yet. So when the mind becomes still, brightness will come and you will feel joy. But if not there yet, it means it's along the way, about 60, 50, 70, 80. It's around there. It's getting there, taking time. No need to rush. Some people taking longer. For me, if I have not meditated for 1 day or two, it took me about 1 or 2 hours to get back. So take some time, all right? But if you do it every day, it's faster. And it's also depend on how you have your day. If it's very bad, it could take longer. But of course, it's there. So taking some time, kind of like when you are washing dishes. If the dish is very dirty, it would take time to scrub off. Same thing for our mind too, to get rid of those junky mind. So, well, keep practicing. If you want to learn further in depth, Thursday will be more advanced, intermediate session. But be mindful, 45 minutes practice, enjoy. All right, everyone. Hope you enjoy the time and hope to see you again next time. And if you have time, I will be open for discussion on the back, and our staff will also helping.